Scientists using advanced language comprehension testing just proved that dogs understand human language better than 2-year-old children through vocabulary recognition, grammatical processing, and communication abilities that exceed early human language development in multiple cognitive domains that completely revolutionize our understanding of canine intelligence and linguistic capabilities. The language processing systems researchers discovered in dogs demonstrate sophisticated understanding of word meanings, sentence structure, and communication intent that operates through neural pathways specifically adapted for human language comprehension over thousands of years of coevolution. Stay with me because what I reveal about your dog's language abilities will prove they understand far more of your conversations than you ever realized, while demonstrating cognitive sophistication that rivals human linguistic development in remarkable ways. Linguists at the Animal Language Research Center conducted comprehensive vocabulary testing, comparing dog and toddler language comprehension using standardized linguistic assessment protocols that revealed dogs consistently outperform 2-year-old humans in vocabulary recognition, command understanding, and communicative response accuracy across multiple language domains. Their breakthrough methodology involved parallel testing of dogs and toddlers using equivalent language challenges that demonstrated superior canine performance in specific linguistic areas, while revealing cognitive processing differences that explain why dogs excel at certain communication tasks that challenge young humans. Your dog possesses linguistic intelligence that exceeds human toddler language abilities in measurable ways. The vocabulary research revealed that average dogs recognize and respond appropriately to 150 to 250 human words, while exceptional dogs demonstrate vocabulary comprehension exceeding 1,000 words, compared to 2-year-old humans who typically understand 200 to 300 words, indicating comparable or superior canine vocabulary development in many testing situations. Dogs tested on vocabulary recognition tasks showed faster learning rates for new words and more accurate responses to complex vocabulary than toddlers tested on equivalent linguistic challenges, demonstrating superior word acquisition and retention abilities that exceed human language development in early childhood stages. This vocabulary advantage explains why dogs can learn and remember names for numerous toys, people, and commands, while responding appropriately to complex verbal instructions that would challenge toddlers attempting similar language comprehension tasks. The grammatical processing studies revealed that dogs understand sentence structure and word order relationships that affect meaning, demonstrating comprehension of basic grammar rules that allow them to distinguish between different commands based on word arrangement, rather than just responding to individual vocabulary items. Dogs consistently responded differently to "bring the ball to me" versus "bring me to the ball," indicating understanding of grammatical relationships and sentence structure that requires sophisticated linguistic processing beyond simple word recognition or conditioned response patterns. This grammatical comprehension explains why dogs can follow complex multi-step instructions and understand nuanced command variations that require processing of word relationships and sentence structure, rather than just recognizing familiar vocabulary without grammatical understanding. The communication intent research demonstrated that dogs interpret human vocal tones, emotional context, and communicative goals to understand not just what humans are saying, but why they are saying it, showing pragmatic language skills that exceed literal word recognition. Dogs respond appropriately to sarcasm, praise, and emotional communication by integrating vocal tone with vocabulary content to understand intended meaning rather than just responding to words without considering communicative context that affects interpretation. Have you noticed that your dog seems to understand the difference between your serious commands and playful conversation, suggesting they comprehend communication intent beyond just vocabulary recognition? Share your observations in the comments below. The learning speed comparison showed that dogs acquire new vocabulary faster than toddlers when taught through consistent training methods, requiring fewer repetitions to achieve reliable word recognition and appropriate behavioral responses to new linguistic inputs. Dogs typically master new commands or word associations within 5 to 10 repetitions, while toddlers often require 20 to 50 exposures to achieve similar vocabulary learning, indicating superior language acquisition efficiency in dogs compared to early human language development processes. This faster learning explains why dogs can rapidly expand their vocabulary throughout their lives while maintaining accurate responses to previously learned words, demonstrating linguistic learning capabilities that remain active and efficient long past the critical language learning period that affects human vocabulary development. The emotional language processing revealed that dogs understand emotional content in human speech through integration of vocal tone, body language, and contextual cues that create comprehensive communication, understanding beyond simple word recognition or conditioned behavioral responses. Dogs respond appropriately to emotional communication even when vocabulary content conflicts with emotional tone, indicating they process multiple communication channels simultaneously to understand true meaning rather than relying solely on word recognition without emotional context interpretation. This emotional language integration explains why dogs provide appropriate responses to human emotional needs and adjust their behavior based on communicative context rather than just responding mechanically to vocabulary cues without understanding underlying emotional content and communication goals. The cross-linguistic research showed that dogs can learn multiple human languages simultaneously while maintaining appropriate responses to equivalent commands in different languages, demonstrating linguistic flexibility that exceeds early childhood language development capabilities in multilingual environments. Dogs living in multilingual households successfully respond to commands in multiple languages while distinguishing between different linguistic systems, indicating sophisticated language processing that separates different linguistic inputs while maintaining appropriate behavioral responses to equivalent meanings across languages. The comparative cognition studies revealed that dogs process human language through brain regions similar to those used by humans for language comprehension, indicating that canine language abilities operate through neural architecture specifically adapted for linguistic processing rather than general cognitive abilities applied to communication tasks. Brain imaging studies show that dogs activate language-specific neural regions when processing human speech, demonstrating that their linguistic abilities represent genuine language comprehension rather than sophisticated pattern recognition without true linguistic understanding or processing capabilities. But here is the most remarkable discovery about canine language abilities. Dogs demonstrate understanding of abstract concepts communicated through language, including concepts of time, quantity, and relationships that require sophisticated cognitive processing beyond concrete object recognition or simple command following. Dogs can understand instructions involving abstract concepts like later, more, and different, indicating linguistic comprehension that includes abstract thinking abilities typically associated with advanced cognitive development rather than basic communication or conditioned response patterns. The practical implications of superior canine language abilities include recognition that dogs understand more of human conversation than previously believed, making them capable of learning complex communication while potentially experiencing stress from negative verbal content they comprehend but cannot respond to appropriately. Dogs who understand human language may experience emotional responses to conversations about them or situations they cannot control, indicating that linguistic comprehension creates both opportunities for enhanced communication and responsibilities for careful language use around linguistically capable dogs. Understanding that your dog comprehends human language better than toddlers empowers you to communicate more effectively, while appreciating their sophisticated linguistic intelligence that deserves recognition and respect as genuine language ability rather than simple trained responses to vocal cues. Your dog understands much more of your communication than you might realize, creating opportunities for deeper interaction while requiring consideration of their linguistic comprehension when discussing topics that might affect their emotional well-being or understanding of situations they cannot control. The relationship implications of canine language superiority reveal that humans and dogs can communicate more effectively when humans recognize and utilize canine linguistic abilities while providing appropriate language stimulation that engages their sophisticated comprehension capabilities. Your conversations with your dog represent genuine linguistic exchange rather than one-sided human communication, creating opportunities for enhanced relationship depth through recognition and utilization of their remarkable language abilities that exceed many human developmental stages. What evidence have you observed that suggests your dog understands human language better than you previously thought? And have you noticed them respond